Well, I bet they never thought they'd see this. Let's begin. Now, whilst there are admittedly quite a lot of good cyclists out there, I'm sure that in your time you must have seen many poor, possibly confused cyclists, not knowing what to do when it comes to these big, strange red lights on things called traffic lights. So some obviously just go straight through them and possibly could cause an accident. Often others seem to think that they're the road police, who suddenly turn to teachers and tell us what we've been doing wrong, whilst of course filming us on their presumably surgically attached GoPro helmet cameras. Now, I'm sure, as you've heard by now, Transport Minister Grant Shapps has a plan to put number plates on bikes, but according to the Daily Express, there's a lot more to the plan, which a whopping 91% back in a new poll. Okay, I promise I won't record or lecture anyone again. Just please don't introduce these things. The article also says that Transport Secretary Grant Shapps revealed cyclists could face a legal shake-up soon as he considers whether they should be forced to have registration numbers, insurance and observe speed limits. The suggestion comes after the Department for Transport figures showed 304 pedestrians were injured and 4 killed after being hit by cyclists in Britain in 2020. And of course the whole country was in lockdown for most of it. Speaking to the Mail about the proposal, Mr Shapps said, "Somewhere where cyclists are actually not breaking the law is when they speed, and that cannot be right. So I absolutely propose extending the speed limit restrictions to cyclists as well." Motoring groups have welcomed Mr Shapps' suggestion as sensible and long overdue, according to the Mail Online. A poll of 1,500 drivers appeared to indicate that many Brits also support the proposal. The survey conducted by motoring campaign group Fair Fuel UK found 91% supported cyclists being forced to have road registration IDs. Well, I hate to pee on everyone's bonfires about this because while cycling number plates, insurance and the rest does sound really good in essence, I just doubt that it will actually be enforceable, especially when a lot of children and teenagers have bikes of their own on the road. There's probably millions of bikes out there as well, so to require each one to have a speedometer by a certain date would surely make them more rarer than the PlayStation 5. And not only that, but to apply for a registration plate, presumably through the DVLA, will cause nothing but constant backlogs, won't it? For who knows how long, especially if they, like a lot of other government organisations, seem to have some staff who are still working from home in some areas. But I think it could possibly work for all new bikes bought from a shop to have these things before they were allowed to go on the road. But then again, that in itself would also be hard to police. If someone decides to remove their registration plate, he could quite literally say he got it for a present, about a year or so before any such rules came into force. And from what I've heard, Grant Shapps was also talking about a possible death by dangerous cycling offence being brought in, which to be honest I totally support, and should hopefully stop a lot of cyclists who give the rest of them a bad name by driving like bellends. Then again, on the other hand, we've got what's happening in this video, which basically caves into the cyclists even more, all in the name of course of the green agenda. Anyway, subscribe for more and I'll see you in the next one.